Greetings, pals.
Greetings, pals.
Hello, pals. Greetings, pals.
Hey, greetings, and welcome to the podcast Throw in the Power. My name is Frank.
My name is Marcus.
My name's Tom.
And this is the podcast Throw in the Power, where we talk about movies, love it or hate it, we debate it. And today we're debating Superman.
2025. Thank you guys for being on time today and set up and ready to go. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Prompt. We've done it. Let's get it going.
That's not a
Yeah,
dig
the
at me
listener's
at
really
all.
concerned that we're late when we're on time.
Yeah, you're
for
right.
our release.
I suppose that's true. We live in a weird temporal matrix that doesn't make any sense inside the listener's
I'm
world.
convinced I was set up before you two, and I still was the one that held up everything.
When we started the call, you were on the toilet, Marcus, so that was a bad start.
But it sounded great, strangely.
Yeah, weirdly good acoustics.
Good audio.
Yeah.
I think we got it.
I think we got it.
All right. So on this podcast, we rate films out of 11.
We do.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a reason for that. Because that's so outrageous that we do that.
Yeah, it's unusual.
So what's the reason?
Okay, so I don't often have one that applies directly to a scene in the movie, I guess, but I got one for a scene in the movie. So you guys remember Jimmy Olsen, and he's talking to Evelyn, I want to say, who's like the mistress of Lex Luthor. And obviously she's a little bit of like getting into the plot early, but anyway, Evelyn's like his source that he's getting information from.
Yeah.
I think it's Eve.
Eve, I apologize. Eve.
Sorry. Yes.
And that's right. And
Oh,
Jimmy Olsen's trying to convince her to give him information so he can take down Lex Luthor. And she's like, and then we'll get to be together again? And I swear to God, it is a full 11 seconds before Skylar Gazondo responds. Yeah.
That's that's a good one. Yeah, it's a good 11. All right.
It just kept going, and I was like, "Oh my God, this might be 11 seconds!" Like, truly, I can't believe it.
He's brave. It's very
so
brave
funny.
from him.
I
That
love
is not
Skylar
one of your
Gazondo so
worst
much.
11s. Well
That's
done.
probably one of the best. I remember thinking, like, yeah, that's
Literally.
it. That and Fool's Gold being an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes are two of the better ones. Definitely.
I think, yeah, because you've put any thought into it. It's really shown. Okay, well, shout your name if you like this movie.
Tom.
Frank! Oh, are you kidding?
We
are you kidding?
so white and uninteresting.
As if
Throw in the
Why?
bell.
Yeah, cool.
Frank
Are you
goes,
sick
let's
of
watch
your white
Superman,
man
and I'm
being
like, oh,
interesting?
yeah.
I
here we
did
go.
not think. I thought Marcus might like it. I didn't think Tom was going to like it. Although I know you're a big Skylar Gazondo fan.
I do like Scarlet. You could argue that if you're going to pick a superhero to typify white and uninteresting, Superman is the one. So it's like, it's kind of on brand,
Yeah,
right? Like, he
it
is
is.
the generic Caucasian, corn-fed everyman of the superhero. I mean, he's the first modern superhero, really. Like,
I think
He
we're the
is
most
absolutely the first,
appropriate
he's the
people
first.
to talk about it. It doesn't make it more interesting.
Yeah, I feel
and actually,
we're in
can
our
everyone
wheelhouse.
else get out of our space, please?
Yeah.
Like make space for us, the white man, to talk about Superman.
Finally, we have a moment. Finally, this is our time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's good. It feels good. All right, well, let's do some numbers. Let's do some numbers.
Ooh, I don't want to go first.
7.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Marcus?
I liked it.
I don't want to go second either.
Oh, okay, shit. Marcus is going to be high. I'm going to be an 8.5.
Wow.
Having a good time? Marcus.
This movie might be an 8.2.
Oh. Okay, well then why'd you go last?
He just wanted to see where it was
I
going.
just wanted to see where it was going to stem from, but
8.2 is good, but I thought you were leading towards like a 10.
yeah.
So,
Which I have moments where I'm like, this is pretty joyful.
So
This is
you
pretty
guys get
fantastic.
upset when we have episodes where I come in and I'm like, this is like a -6. Fuck this movie. And you guys are like, here goes Tom being a whiny little bitch about movies.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
now
whoa, whoa.
there's this situation where it's like, yeah, we all liked this movie
I
within
didn't-
1 point of each other.
No,
So
We
it's
didn't
like,
know
just-
this was going to happen.
For the listener.
I know, I'm just saying it's like, I think it's
No.
more interesting when we have diverse opinions. And now we've got to try and find wiggle room
Yeah,
within that.
I like diverse opinions. The problem is when you're on the anti of something, you are just
I'm too convincing and it's
You're
hard
just
for you
such
guys.
a poo-pooer. You just like you cross
Yeah.
your arms, you bite your lip, and you're like,
You guys got to bring in that TP, man.
And you
Deal
d-
with the
there's no-
poo-poo.
there's
You got to
no-
wipe that poo-poo out of the way
No,
to go with the metaphor
gross.
that Marcus
No,
has started.
They
Gross.
call me the bidet because
Stop.
I'm just washing that poop away.
The day to you, sir.
I actually can't stand it when you're negative, Tom. It's very hard because you are the immovable object. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm sure
fair
there's some
enough.
things we can pick apart in this film. It's not a perfect film.
No.
Yeah.
But let's start with the things that we love. Oh, let's start with the synopsis because it's a really great one.
All right.
Okay.
And I've been practicing my reading, so let's go. Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. Sure. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned. That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
guess.
an odd
That's a
sell.
terrible synopsis.
Yeah, it's not great.
Directed by James Gunn, written by James Gunn, Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster, and of course, we haven't even talked about starring David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Hoult, and all of James Gunn's friends and family.
It's kind of funny.
Essentially.
I think with Superman, they could have literally just written, it's a movie about Superman. Everyone would have been like,
Superman.
oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think that's it, right? Like Batman was the same in the 80s, right? The promotion for Tim Burton's Batman was they literally just, the poster was the Batman symbol. And everyone was just like, yeah, I'll get 1 million tickets. I'll go see that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this brand recognition, especially
Yeah.
within America, is so powerful. Doesn't really matter, you know, what it's going to... Even though people were picking apart this trailer like motherfuckers for a long time just because it was too colourful, I suppose, and too much of a deviation
Too
from
bright.
what Snyder... Yeah, it wasn't filmed through a stocking like most of Zack Snyder's movies.
See,
so I
this is
suppose
the
that
main
bothered people.
online discourse. The main online discourse is purely, well, I preferred Henry Cavill and I preferred Zack Snyder's DCEU verse, and it's like, hey, they both can exist and they both have merit. I 100% think this is much better. I like Henry Cavill. I think he's a good Superman.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those movies really hold a lot of water.
Sorry,
I think
Tom,
David
what
Corenswet.
have you been... Yeah.
Just a lot of merit, I think. You know, that's kind of my take on it.
Oh, okay.
rather than-
Are you talking about Zach Merritt from the Bombers? Like, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, good reference.
Don't coin
I
in,
recently-
don't
I
coin in a
recently
sports
moved-
reference and pretend you know what you're talking
I
about.
recently
How
moved to
dare
Essendon,
you.
so I've been brushing up on my sporting references.
So who's Zach Merritt? Who is Zach Merritt?
Matthew Lloyd's protege.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I mean, no. But
No,
like, sure.
but I just thought I'd throw another. Who is listening to this right now? Like,
No,
finally,
stop.
they're getting to sports.
Stop.
Like, what are we doing?
Stop.
So
Hey,
many. You can like sports and movies. Like,
I am
I've
curious.
never met a
contain
single
multitude.
person that's true of.
Back on topic. I am curious.
Go on.
Either of you James Gunn fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I
I've
love
locked and loaded a couple times. The gun.
Fucking hell.
I've pulled back the trigger.
Language to myself. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Thomas, why do you do such shit
I've taken aim.
jokes? Yeah, okay, great. Name your favorite movie, James Gunn movie. And if you say Guardians of the
2,
Galaxy
obviously.
3.
No. I think just the Guardians series is very good.
Except for the third one. The third one sucks.
You're weird about the third one. I'm not sure
So
why.
sue me. It's not good.
Okay.
And it's like the complaint I have, or the complaint I've seen of Superman is that it's a bit, Tom, what's your favorite word? Cloying and sentimental, and like it's manipulating you to try and be emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is that tenfold, and it is so uninteresting. And like, who cares if it's Chris Pratt's last go as Star-Lord? He's a piece of poopy, and I don't like him.
Okay. A lot of poopy talk this episode.
Yeah,
Anything
we're
been going
gonna
on in your
watch
guys'
that.
lives? Anything up?
I just changed the nappy, so yeah. That's
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
And
in
Marcus just
the
shit
mirror?
himself.
How did you... No, anyway.
For the record,
Because it
I'm
was
not,
your
I'm not
own...
really, I'm not a James Gunn guy. Like, can't really. Guardians was fine.
Yeah.
Guardians 1 was great. Guardians 2 was okay. And then 3 just... So... And then apparently
Yeah.
he did... I just read this now, but he did the screenplay for Dawn of the Dead, which I do love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's written
He's
a
done
lot.
a lot of story stuff.
He's written a lot more than he has directed.
But he's such a
Really?
big it guy now, such a name. And then you look at his credits and I go, yeah, but what have you done, really?
Well, he did Guardians, and that was
he
like
did.
his claim to fame. And then because that was such a the merit there is that
Don't pause on your own joke, idiot. Keep going.
he made a bunch of characters that no one knew about. One of the biggest parts of the MCU, and that
That's fair.
speaks for
Yeah, I
itself.
get that. Like,
Sure.
that's pretty great. Have you seen Peacemaker?
yeah, bits and pieces.
Yeah, and it's fine.
I don't like John Cena.
I've seen enough of him. Yes.
His arms are disproportionately large.
Don't brush over that joke.
I mean,
he didn't even hear it.
I didn't even hear it.
You
Seen
asked him
enough.
if he'd seen Peacemaker.
The delivery was too dry.
You'd asked him if he'd seen Peacemaker, and he said bits and pieces, and then just kept going. So I was just like, all right, so we're just ignoring all of it today. Like, we're not doing shit with any of the wordplay.
We're not yes ending at all today.
Also, but no, I didn't even clock it. Also, isn't his catchphrase "You can't see me"? Like, none of that came into it just then.
No.
Not
This
in Peacemaker,
feels
sorry, in
so
the WWE.
off-brand for me. You guys want to talk about Superman?
You guys want to talk about
The
wrestling?
2025 movie.
God, Tom's bringing us back on track.
I'm just saying,
How
we're
dare
talking
we?
about the John Cena TV show that
Yeah,
no
okay.
one cares
Anyway,
about.
my point is
Like-
that James Gunn to me is like, I'm still not convinced. But going in to see this, I was very, very surprised. I think I went in with low expectations. I don't really love Superman anyway. I'm kind of like, meh. I've never liked the original. I've never liked any iteration really. So we're going into this, I watched it by myself at the cinema and found myself laughing out loud at key moments. Actually,
Yeah. Did you
Very
also
funny.
sob? Were you crying at all?
I don't. Oh, did I? I feel like there was one moment that caught me, and honestly can't remember when it was. It might have been dog related. Maybe.
Yeah, seeing the dog when
that dog is so poorly behaved. You're like, how's he dealing with that fucking dog?
Can
No, I
someone
think-
please train that dog?
Yeah. He.
In the section where oh my god, is it Astro? No. What's the dog's name? Super
Krypto.
dog. Krypto.
Krypto. Yeah. Yeah.
When when they're doing the tests, when Lex Luthor doing the tests in the quantum verse, whatever it's called.
The Pocket Universe.
The Pocket Universe. Okay, Tom.
Did you
pay
watch the
attention
movie?
Much?
Just checking.
I don't retain that shit like you do. That's your superpower. It's weird.
Yeah, you've
Continue.
always got that stuff in your back pocket. It's very good.
And it works for me socially as well.
You've got lots of friends.
Social
I
man.
can tell from that beard. You've
Thank
got a
you.
lot of friends.
Neck beard.
When Krypto's getting tested on, that was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Awful.
Don't fuck with the dog. We
I
know that.
really
That's
like, and I,
going wrong.
we should probably, because you've given a good synopsis and we can get into like what the movie really deals with and all that. But as far as the dog goes, I thought it was interesting that the dog was so badly behaved and yet wasn't annoying. Like, it was just used sparingly enough that you're like, it's pretty funny. But I really found one of the most touching lines in the movie that I thought was very underplayed was Lois Lane says to Superman, he's like, I gotta go find the dog.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Like, I don't understand. Why do you want to find it? Like, it's something like, it's not even your dog or something. He goes, yeah, and he's not even well behaved, but he's alone and he's probably scared.
think
And
this
I was like,
I think that was what got me. I think that was actually it.
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Like, and he just says it so resigned. Like,
Yeah.
I just gotta help this dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's probably
They're-
frightened and doesn't know what's going on.
It's,
And that's, I think,
it's that dependency.
You go, Marcus.
Sorry, it's the dependency of having an animal. You know, you're that animal's whole world,
Yeah.
regardless of how you feel about it. You know, I think that's what
Yeah.
got me in that moment.
That's what we are to Frank in this pod.
yeah, and you
Like,
know,
I worry when
no.
we turn these cameras off. Like, what is he doing?
And you know, I'm not. I always go on about.
So
how,
I'm Superman. I'm Superman.
Oh,
You're
okay,
the
you
dog.
can't call yourself Superman.
Yes, immediately. If you have to call yourself Superman, you are not Superman.
You guys know that I'm powerful. I get
Okay.
it, and you rely on me. That's fine. It's
I
nice
think
of you
of-
to say.
I think of you as that the guy in this. What's he called? That can morph into anything by Anthony
Elemental?
Carrigan's character.
Is it Elemental?
I don't think it is. I think that's the terrible Pixar movie.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I'll find it. Keep talking.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Marcus?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the guy who's in the Pocket Universe who
Yes. Who
Rocky.
can break
breaks
some-
down
His
Jack.
name is Rocky.
Well,
Continue.
his name is
Yeah,
Rocky
Rocky.
Balboa. That's right. Yeah.
Metamorpho.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like
good. It's a better
you're like
name for sure.
Metamorpho Frank, except it's just always glitter. Like, that's the only thing you can do.
Just a little razzle dazzle.
Yes.
Okay, so I shine. Thank you. That's
I
nice
think
of you. to
you're
say.
wonderful. You're wonderful.
Can we talk about David Corenswet as Superman and just the Superman character in general?
Ooh. Can I go?
Yeah, go on.
He
Well, just he.
go.
Am I going or are you going?
You go. I'm excited to talk about it. Go.
Yeah, obviously we've come off the back of Henry Cavill's Superman, who's dark and gritty, yet meant to be a symbol of hope, right? Not at all. And then David Corenswet comes in with this, like you said, Tom, he's sort of resigned to the fact it's just a matter of fact about he does good things, he cares about people, like when Lois is interviewing him and he's like, why did you break into that country and stop a war or start a war?
Yeah.
Stop a war.
Yeah.
And he's like, people were going to die. And he just screams it. And you're like, wow, you just care about anyone and everything. And he saves the squirrel. And you think it's going to be like a cheap, and he saves the squirrel. But yet it still resonates. And yet you go, wow,
It's
there's
so
something so
simplistic.
sincere.
Yeah.
So simplistic and so sincere and so warm. I don't know, David Corenswet is an actor who, like, I've seen him in Hollywood and Twisters. He's got a bit of range. Like, he's pretty talented, and I like him a lot.
Here's my
I
take.
just like him a lot.
Here's my take on him. He reminds me of a new age Brendan Fraser. I think if you were to do, say, a Mummy reboot, I think he would be perfect.
I think they should try it again with Tom Cruise, just once more, and then maybe get Corin Sweat in there.
Yeah, just some taller
Yeah,
shit.
that's actually a great shout. He could
I
do
like
that
that.
sort of.
I think you're absolutely right.
He's so handsome and endearing and tall and goofy. He does goofy
and yet.
Yeah, and goofy and sincere, but not in a cringy way at all. Like, it's just like he personifies, much like Brendan Fraser does and still does, that sort of Hollywood Labrador, like, and when someone
1000%.
hurts his feelings or hits him or kicks him, and the way he reacts to that, you're like, you can't kick a dog. That's not okay. Leave him alone.
He feels it. I think you brought up Twisters, Frank, which I didn't actually see, but I know obviously is a Glenn Powell vehicle. And the difference between, like, I'm sure there was a little while there. Well, I mean, this movie's been in production and they've been trying to make it for a while, and there was the strike and COVID and all this, but, like, I'm sure there were some studio heads or Zaslav was like, fuck, why didn't we get Powell for Superman? And you can't. He's too cocksure. He's too arrogant.
Yes.
I like Powell's star persona. I think when it's well used, it's really effective. But you're
I've said
right.
this on the
Corin
pod. I
Sweat
love
is
him.
so much more sincere. He's got an earnestness to him. He's got a kind of that doesn't come across as false humility or shucksy. Like, it's actual. You can feel sort of the unalloyed purity of it. I think he's really good in this movie. I was surprised to find he's pretty much my favorite thing about it.
Although, correct me if I'm
his
wrong, but
performance.
Corin Sweat's in Twisters, he's a bit of a dick, right?
He's a dick, but he's very dry, and he's like the side. He's Glenn Powell's, not Glenn Powell's. He's the other team's scientist.
Yeah,
guy.
he's a bit closed off though. Like I don't know, it's just very very.
But then you haven't. I mean, have you seen him in
different.
Hollywood, which is that Ryan Murphy retelling of like the golden age of Hollywood, where it's like, hey, people are allowed to be gay, and it actually made the world better. It's a Ryan Murphy show, so it's like it has pros and cons. But he's he's like, hey, I'm learning to act, and he moves to Hollywood, and he's trying to act and become this star, and he's terrible. Like, that's the whole thing. He's like, he's so handsome, but God, he's bad on camera.
In the show.
This
is not you criticizing Corin Sweat's performance in the like he's just
not at all.
I mean, he's been in very little. He was in We Own This City, which is the David Simon miniseries that, if you can believe it, takes place in Baltimore. And I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's very good. And that's the only credit of his I even recognize apart from Twisters. It's not so different from Rachel Brosnahan, who's been in a lot. But if you look at her movie credits, it's just like word salad. Like, none of this shit's real. Someone typed this 5 seconds before I logged onto Wikipedia.
I had a look
all...
as well. She famously played Girl in Gossip Girl.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Of course.
Who was Gossip? Like,
Yeah.
but she obviously has had big success on TV. She was the marvelous Mrs. Maisel for like 6 years. She won an Emmy. She won a Golden Globe. She's been in. She was in The Good Wife. She was in different just like guest episodes of television. So she's done a lot of TV. But I think
She's been a very successful working actor for a long time.
Genuinely her first movie that even sort of registers, and it's Superman. So it's a pretty crazy first big thing. And she's really good as
Lois Lane. She's
so really good.
And
I think she's really good.
This is going back to James Gunn. One thing he does well is ensembles and cast and just chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Like, so many of the memes online are like, this is what happens when you cast on chemistry. And it's like a picture of Henry Cavill and Amy Adams from their Man of Steel, where they have no love in their eyes for each other. And then these two who just, like, obviously that scene where Lois is interviewing Superman.
Can we talk about that scene a little bit? Because you've brought it up, and it's like, I don't want to go past how much that was one of the high points of the movie for me, where I was like, I can't like
trailer scene too. I just like.
I never saw the trailer, so I
it's a big
didn't know that
scene.
was that every minute that scene kept going, I got more excited. I was like, I can't believe he's doing this. I can't believe he's doing a 15-minute exposition interview that, like, we already get these guys have been dating. James Gunn's brilliant at cutting out the boring stuff. He just kind of goes like, here, like 3 decades ago, 3 years ago, 3 weeks ago, you can fucking get it, it's Superman. And then now he's lost. And you don't have to go, but what does that mean for this? Did you call him Superfellow to have lost? It's like, no, we know who Superman is and that him losing is a big deal.
Yeah.
And that whole coda, the prelude at the beginning of the movie. And then, the scene of them revealing what's happened, having that back and forth, almost screwball comedy sort of dynamic. Yeah. And the way that he does get angry, like you say, Frank, he's not perfect, he's flawed, and he has his hang-ups. He's maybe not arrogant, but a little hard-headed. It's a really fucking incredibly well-written scene. It's got
this like real Aaron Sorkin feel to it in a weird way.
Yeah, it's not as snarky, it's not quite as quippy, but you're right, the way they're walking over each other with their lines, the musicality of it.
Yeah.
I think it
felt very strangely comfortable to watch. You know there's tension building, but every second of it,
Well, it didn't feel like a James Gunn scene.
No, it didn't. Because normally he uses a lot of, and it's in this movie a lot, but just like, here's a comedy line for you. Here's some very silly stuff.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of heart. Like, you cannot say that James Gunn doesn't care.
Yeah. I think James Gunn's enemy, like, as far as, like, I never want to sound like that. Say again.
Is a shield? A bulletproof vest?
God damn it.
Because it's a gun.
It's a gun and a shield, yeah.
His enemy is Jimmy.
I want to get a gun for sure, yeah.
Yeah. It's Jimmy Shield. His enemy, I think, as far as like writing and that sort of approach he has, is Robert Downey Jr. I think when James Gunn is writing, he's like, I never want it to enter that register. I never want it to be someone being like, here's the thing, buddy. You're wearing a cape, so maybe take a step back. Like, the second it gets into that snarky,
surprisingly
I'm no
good
better than you. Well, it's just like, that's his rhythm. That's what he always does. And no one talks like that in this movie. There are funny bits. Jimmy Olsen is very funny. Beck Bennett, in his 7 seconds of screen time, is fucking hilarious. Why don't I have a seat?
Every time I see him on screen, I fall more and more in love with him as an actor. I love
Beck Bennett.
He's so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, Skylar Gisondo as well.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I think we're both of them. Both of them are incredible.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
like, James Gunn is so good at having Nathan Fillion be funny and have that running bit about the Justice Gang.
Yeah.
But it never quite feels like it's doing one of the only bits in the movie that I was like, this feels a little like a Marvel joke, and I don't mind it, is Mr. Terrific opening his garage door and it taking like 20 seconds to open.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of that, superheroes, and yet they can't fix their garage. Like, yeah, it's a bit of a... It
was probably my least favorite joke in the whole film.
I just kind of went like, oh, I get what this is going to do. And then the thought I always have in my head is, it's hilarious when a $250 million movie is like, yeah, we're going to need to take 20 seconds to do this. It's like, okay, sure, if you think you need this, that's great.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, what's the payoff to a joke like that? If you know the payoff's absolutely worth it, go for the gold. But
sure.
5 seconds into the joke, you know where the remaining 15 seconds is going.
Yeah.
But then it gets funny again, because it's like, you go, all right.
They commit to it.
And then it's funny. They commit, and it also is like that breath before the next action scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Terrific.
Oh my God. Speaking of Robert Downey Jr.
Because
he's playing
Tropic.
He's playing Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
He's playing.
I see. He's jive talking. I see what you're saying.
The impression sounds just like what Robert Downey Jr. is doing.
It does. And it's...
So you think Eddie Gathegi is basing his performance on Black Robert Downey Jr.?
Well, no, yeah. I don't want to say basing, but maybe he saw that before he went into...
He's a dude playing a dude playing another dude in this
disguised
film
as another dude.
Yeah.
I love, and I'm not sure, I think his name's pronounced Eddie Gathegi. I'm honestly not sure how his last name's pronounced, but as Mr. Terrific. That motherfucker has been around for so long. He had such a big breakout in the late 2000s. He disappeared for like 15 years and he's back. Do you guys remember Gone Baby Gone?
Yeah.
He's Cheese, the drug dealer in that, the Haitian drug dealer. He's got a 10-minute scene and it's electric. He's in House in season 4 and he's like the Mormon doctor. He's really good. He's also Laurent in Twilight. He's the dreadlocked vampire who's like the leader. So he had this huge 2007, 2008 and then he just I haven't seen him in like 15, 16 years. And the second he showed up, I was so excited. I love that man.
I want to also call that because he was in X-Men First Class as Darwin, and like everyone hates this because Darwin's meant to be he will adapt to anything to survive. He cannot die, right?
Why is his name Darwin?
I think he's from Darwin. Up north.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're pretty hardy up there in the Northern Territory. All right.
Well, they got crocodiles, so they got to be. If you get bitten by one, they get you a death roll. Watch out, man. Honestly,
I have no further questions. Go on.
Okay, continue. Yeah. He dies in like the first 30 minutes, in like the first not even real action scene. It's like Darwin dies, and you're like, what? Kevin Bacon killed you with an energy ball? That's the stupidest thing ever. Anyway, so
what happens in these movies? Yes. what are you talking about? Does that happen?
How is that a question? That's
like Kevin Bacon. You sound like you made up all of that.
True, and I would just be like,
Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is watching, and she's horrified. And Nicholas Holt's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so this is like retribution for him to play a good comic book character.
Yeah.
Get some excellent lines. And just crush it.
And when you say a good comic book character, if you really look at what he is and what he does, it's a bit lame, and it's still kind of
no. He's a genius. He's like Mr. Fantastic. He's better than Iron. Like he's better than Iron Man. You know what I mean?
He's Professor Xing his way through the air with some like tech.
No, but he's the smartest man alive.
It's like it's a bit silly.
Would you prefer to be him or Guy Gardner? Like, who are you going to be? Guy Gardner with the Green Lantern?
They're both stupid. Like on paper, they are both so ridiculous.
I will say about Mr. Terrific, because of the like expectation we have of the visuals of like Professor Xavier. I know I'm not familiar with Mr. Terrific.
Professor Xavier?
Professor Xavier.
Did he say Mr.
What, you're going to call him Professor X? I'm sorry. I don't know him like that. He's not my friend.
Wow.
Anyway, Xavier Charles, like, he's like in a wheelchair, right? It's the other way, but like the comma, so it's like last name first. Anyway,
Bond James.
Anyway, Mr. Terrific, I see him floating through the air, and I'm like, oh, so he's like a character in a wheelchair who can't walk. And the next scene, he's walking, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't really know what Mr. Terrific's thing is. Like,
I don't want to stand for this.
Got to fly. It's like flying first class.
Yeah,
it is. He does look very comfy. Okay, so this is a movie about Superman, and he's been defeated already immediately, and we learn that it's because Lex Luthor is using a sort of like superhero encased in a mech suit called the Hammer of Baravia to defeat him, right? And it's because Superman has gotten between it. He's interfered in the Baravians' attempt to invade another country that I can't remember the name of. They say it several times. Baravia rolled off the tongue a lot easier. I can't remember what the other country is. Maybe we can find it at some point. But anyway.
The land of the brave. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Home of the brave. I don't even know.
Home of Baravia.
And the Baravian sort of like the whole story is just like Lex Luthor wants to kill Superman because he wants to allow Baravia to like invade so that he can have half of it, the country they're going to annex for himself. Sure. Except as we find out by the end of the movie in his very dramatic monologue, I didn't invade Baravia, or no, I didn't attempt to kill you as an excuse to invade. I invaded as an excuse to kill you. And it's just like, wow, that's very dramatic and evil, but it's Nicholas Hoult makes a meal of it.
Nicholas Hoult.
We probably need to spend 5 minutes on this guy.
I think he's really good. I wish there was more of him in it. I think it's a bit of a letdown how little he's in it ultimately.
Sure.
I didn't feel that way.
Not a lot of Luthor. Little Luthor. Could have used more Luthor.
I wanted more of the Baravian president.
You want a little Lextra.
There you go.
Nice. That's good.
That was nice. Okay. But Nicholas Hoult is insane in this movie. The pure rage and like jealous, and he's just screaming. He's screaming like A15. Like it's first of all, his genius is outrageous. The way that they've framed his brain and the things he's been able to create scientifically is really sort of funny. Like, why has he cloned Superman? Which I don't know if you picked that from the start. It's pretty obvious. But the Hammer of
not
Baravia,
my favorite part of the movie.
But he's commanding him. I didn't mind
it
once he came out. Once he came out, I was like, yeah, okay, of course. But that fight with the engineer and crazy Superman and Superman. Anyway, Lex Luthor's insane,
also,
and the commitment
why did his
Nicholas
clone
Hoult
look like he'd had a stroke? Like it was.
I think he's been through a lot.
I think he's
had a happy life.
It was just. It was just
He also has
awful.
hair like me. Like he's looking a bit messy.
Well, he's been under that bag for so long.
He looks like Leo in The Man in the Iron Mask. If anyone
he looks like Leo when he's trying to climb up 2 pairs of stairs.
But
I think 2 steps in Wolf of Wall Street.
After he's taken some Quaaludes.
Yeah.
And there's a bear attacking him as well.
Because but for real, he starts off as Ultraman, which is just Lex's bad clone.
Yeah.
But apparently, the journey is he'll become Bizarro, who's like a deformed, actually insane version of Superman.
He's going to have trouble. Sucked into it. I think.
So he goes into the black hole.
Getting to that character arc, I think, in the next movie.
I mean, talk about acting from Corin Sweat. He can do both.
I did like how, as Corin Sweat was heading towards the black hole with the bus on him, he's like, "How's Bizarro gonna get out of this one?" It's like, I don't think he's gonna. Maybe that was the extended cut that I saw. You guys didn't see that one. Speaking of which, I didn't see any after credit sequences. I assume there are some.
No, I stayed and I didn't, unless I missed it.
Yeah, there is. There's the one. There's the one where you're busy. The one where Mr. Terrific and Superman meet back in the city, and they're looking at how the city gets ripped apart and then they pull it back together.
Yeah,
and they're looking at a building and it's kind of like this, and they're like, Superman's like, not perfect, and Mr. Terrific's like, what? It's not good enough. Like, God, I tried my best. Superman's like, sorry, I'm bitter. It's just like a funny one.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Could you tell that was funny?
It's not his best work.
I can tell that they didn't put it in the main movie. Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't sit for 10 minutes to get to it, for sure.
How did we feel about Bradley Cooper as Jor-El?
Hate it. Do you know why I hate it?
Just odd.
No,
odd.
I'll tell you what I think he's going for. This is probably a bit of a stretch.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
I think he's just trying to have any comparison to Brando that he possibly can.
Yeah, probably. I think that the first thought I had was, oh, it's Cooper. It used to be Brando. Well, I'm sure he's aware of that. So seems like something he's doing there.
But also, like, his performance was, I don't know, it's like just one message on repeat, but he's like, you must go and be a good man in the earth is bad. They're dumb people.
Yeah.
It's so, like, what are you doing? Just talk
what
like a normal
What I've
person.
noticed with Cooper is, and I don't want to go on about it for too long, but he seems to be doing a lot of cameo work at the moment. And I don't know if it's, he's always rubbed me the wrong way. He's the biggest tryhard in Hollywood, right?
I used to love him so much. Yeah.
You guys dislike Maestro more than I do. I think he's unhinged, and I want to see what he does next. He's
a great actor. I will say he's a very, very good actor, and he's a very hard.
Yeah, have you seen him as Sack?
Excuse
in Wedding Crashers?
Oh, is that character's name?
Yeah,
Sack.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's what we call a sack lunch.
He's fantastic in that too. He's just trying a little bit too hard for me, and like when you start to see all these resurfaced videos of Cooper doing in the actor's studio, and he's in every audience, always getting a Q&A question with Pacino or De Niro or whoever. Like,
Marcus, let's be honest. If we were at that school, as if we would not be front row.
Yeah, like, I know. I'm just saying this is the perception of him now. And like when you see him doing a Brando role in this film, you're like, what are you doing, man? This could have been anyone else.
I think he only does cameos because he wants to keep his image out there. I mean, it was a glorified cameo in Licorice Pizza, but I think he's actually very good in that. And like he's in Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't seen it, but apparently he's in it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to be a starring role or starring a leading man in anything but his own movies, with the exception of Nightmare Alley, which apparently basically came about because Guillermo del Toro offered it to Leo. Leo turned it down. And then he offered it to Bradley. And Bradley was like, I'd be a fucking dickhead to turn down a role that Leo... Like, if Leo was offered this, I should take it. Like, it would be silly for me not to try to do something. I haven't seen Nightmare Alley. But apart from Maestro, I mean, that's his last leading role in a movie that he hasn't directed.
Sure.
I think he should have done the tape in the Maestro voice. I think that would have been better.
Okay. Let's get off Cooper because he's nothing to do with this really. Like,
well, it's kind of it's on the James Gunn. It's all the cameos because obviously he's Rocket Raccoon in Guardians.
That's true. Sorry, of course he did Guardians 3 as well, the voice role, I suppose. But yes, right.
You know,
I do want to say
Alan Tudyk. Who plays the alien Poe? She's a cameo as well. Like the whole cast is stacked with cameos.
Millie Alcock is at the end as Supergirl, who I barely know who she is because I haven't seen the Game of Thrones prequel,
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. I haven't seen Upright, which apparently was the show she was in with Tim
Also
Minchin.
very good.
I've heard it was good.
Was
and
she in Upright?
She was, and she's been in a couple of other things, but like she's going to be Supergirl, so great. We love Australian, representation.
I thought it was a bad performance, and then it occurred to me she was just playing trashy, drunk teenager, basically.
Yeah, I think
was
that's
like,
what she was.
How long did it take you to pick that? Was it not obvious?
Well, I don't know. I just was like, is it too much? And then after a bit, I
she
was
missed
like,
her
no,
mark.
I think
She's
it was,
way off.
You think it was too much?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
As in, I'm talking about why is she like running around the set? Is she crazy? Oh no, she's drunk.
Yeah,
it felt like the best version of the perfunctory thing that every DCU and Marvel thing has had to do, which is go, we got to put this person in here because there's something coming out next year. So like, be ready for that. But like, I thought it was cute. It was funny. It's like, oh, that's who the dog belongs to. Okay, great. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't super jazzed by the last half of this movie. I was very enthused with the first hour, maybe even the first 2 acts. And then I thought the last act was a little bit of a letdown. It didn't really work for me in a way that it felt like it was building, and then I was kind of disappointed with where it ended up, personally.
The Pocket Universe, and I know it is manipulation from James Gunn, but that messed me up. But then the fight with the engineer when Superman has the nanobots essentially in his lungs, that was tense.
That was great.
I didn't enjoy
the Pocketverse stuff I didn't love. I'm going to be honest. That was probably my least favorite. The more time they spent there, the more I was like, please, can we get out of here now? Was
it uncomfortable, or you just didn't like it?
No, I just found it really because I go on about how much I hate CGI, right? And I didn't mind CGI dog. I didn't mind CGI villains. However, they did it throughout. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Pocketverse was too cartoonish for me.
Yeah.
And especially when he's getting dragged through the Rainbow River, whatever the fuck was
it
going on.
It looked very Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
I was like, this is probably the best version of this. I agree it wasn't my favorite thing, but I really liked Anthony Carrigan's performance. So once Metamorpho showed up, I was like, oh, I'm into this guy.
Yeah, that's
like,
fine.
I want to see his thing.
Yeah,
so that whole area
too was good.
Yeah.
I was into the whole thing because, I love it when you go, you know that he's going to convince Metamorpho to help him, but how? And the scene where, Lex Luthor comes in and tortures the falafel guy. And
didn't like that scene very much.
As in, you didn't like it because it made you sad?
I think Gunn's taking a lot of shortcuts that he has to take, but it just bothered me when they stuck out to me. Well, and I was like, the guy who we've seen for 10 seconds at the start of the movie who says to Superman, I gave you falafel once. And then it's like, that's really heartbreaking. I kind of found it enough. I found it darkly funny that he shot him on. It's a very kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Yeah.
That the second time he pulls the trigger, he's like, oh, I didn't expect that to go so quickly. I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then his line, I'll get someone else. Maybe that reporter, Clark Kent. And you're like, you think he's going to say Lois Lane, but he says Clark Kent instead. You're like, Lex, you fucking idiot. That's Clark Kent right there. But he doesn't know.
It's the glasses.
It's the glasses.
The hypno glass.
Explaining the glasses was very funny. I
Metamorpho.
Yeah.
The thing is, his turnaround and the stakes for, his kid in the cell opposite him being held at knife point by some, bodyguard, but some
unnamed,
mob dude. The stakes just weren't there for me because as soon as he's like, okay, save my kid, this dude's looking across at them the whole time. He's like, they're talking. They seem to be getting along all right. Oh, wait, Superman's getting up. Oh, and he gives him a couple of minutes.
Is that guy making a son?
Yeah.
That seems
he gives him
like
far too much time, and I don't think this guy was ever willing to kill that kid.
Respectfully, what's that guy going to do? He's in a glass cell. He can't do anything.
But then what's the threat?
Threaten the child's life.
I don't understand.
I see where Marcus is saying.
My point is, I think Lex Luthor, for as intelligent as he is, based a lot of his plan off the fact that this kid and the stakes, right? Because if Metamorpho changes his mind at any point, Superman's out of there and this whole plan's done for. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
was a
You-
bit
you have to-
silly.
You have to make another shortcut where it's like, how easy would it be to put a TV screen in that cell and be like, here's footage of your son and we've got him held captive, remember? And instead it's like, we're going to put the son right in front of you where if Superman somehow got his powers back, he could get him. And it's like, well, that's a bad idea. I loved Carrigan's performance. I
But also,
really
hold
loved
on,
when
hold on.
Superman
He's
started
also-
talking to him. Sorry, you go then.
He's
Yeah, you
also
go.
in the pocket universe. Like, if Lex's machine is shut down, if Mr. Terrific doesn't come and open the machine again and pull him out of that
They can't get
universe,
out. It's a lot of
they're
different
stuck in the
things.
universe.
Metamorpho, when Superman first starts talking to him, and he just goes, "Please don't talk to me. Please don't." And I was like, "Oh, this guy's a dude. Like, you expect him to kind of be like, I'm made of steel," and instead he's just kind of like a guy. And I thought that was a wonderful choice. And immediately I was like, "Oh, I get this guy, and I get why he's so sad that he has to do this." I thought it was a really remarkably touching, and even just when the guys are surrounding him. And he like starts turning into acid. They're like, "What are you gonna do? Splash us?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna splash you with acid." And they're like, "Ah!" Like, it really good, really good stuff. I like
It's
it.
very fun.
Yeah, I didn't like it to begin with because his voice kind of annoyed me to start with. I was like, what? Like the opposite of your reaction, Tom. I kind of wanted him to be like, yeah, I'm made of rocks. Watch out.
It's been a rocky
Or something.
road getting here. Yeah,
Yeah.
And you are Mr. Marvel though, so I can see why you would like that shit.
the marvelous Mr. Marvel.
Is that what we call him now? Is that his name?
Well, yeah,
Is
Rachel
that me?
Brosnahan would like
But I
to
thought
work.
I was.
Oh,
I
can
thought
I-
I was Superman.
Can I say I don't want to jump around here too much, but she
That's
was
what we do.
so good.
Lois Lane was excellent.
She was so good. She gave me Jennifer Connelly vibes.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Ah, what? Still what? I thought
It's
you meant
hard
Jennifer-
for me to hear the words Jennifer Connelly and not just think about sex. So, like, I know what you mean, but it's a little bit. If you guys are
wasn't- it
confused by
wasn't-
that, I don't know how to
I was
continue
going with
this
that at all.
conversation.
No,
oh,
I found
really?
it-
Jennifer Connelly sexy?
Okay,
Tell me
I'll
more
be more
about
specific.
that.
Let's say Jennifer Connelly in Blood Diamond. Jennifer Connelly.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Jennifer
That's-
Connelly and Life as a House is always where I go, and Ben Kingsley is killing himself in a bag.
Do you mean House of Sand and Fog?
I do mean House of Sand and Fog.
Just checking.
Yeah. It doesn't happen in Life
Even
of
in
a
that
House.
movie, she has a really weirdly out of place raunchy sex scene that I remember just
well,
thinking as a
I don't know why you had to
teenager. I was
ruin it
like,
that. I actually like
Well, I
Jennifer
mean-
Connelly. I think
Jennifer Connelly's incredible. There was just like 10 years there where every movie she was in, they're like, "Jennifer, we're gonna need to see you naked," and that was just
Yeah.
the thing. And then she did A Beautiful Mind and won an Oscar, and it was like, oh, that was unexpected.
Well, now that we've
Anyway,
established that that's
Yeah.
not what I was getting at.
go on.
I thought she
yeah.
was. I thought she was very good as Lois. I thought she gave a really, really nice dynamic and that yin and yang sort of feel to his
I think that's true.
personification.
I think she's so good in the way that it's not like, oh, Lois Lane is a hard reporter and she's just all business and she's so driven and, you know, her morals are upstanding. It's like she's just a person, right, who cares about her job but also cares about her life. That's the good thing about this movie. I think you get dropped in, like you said at the start, Tom, you got 300 years ago, which I think builds the perspective of the universe in your peripherals. You're like, oh, okay, they know about supers and they know about superheroes.
We don't need to have those
sort of-
lame scenes where people like, so wait a minute, an alien is here? Like, we don't need any of that shit. We just cut straight to Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo scares me
He
so
looks
much.
so good for his age.
He
Holy shit.
frightens me. Frank
He's
Grillo,
28.
I don't know about
He
that.
looks terrible.
Yeah, he looks awful.
Stay out of
Frank
the
Grillo
sun,
just
Frank.
had his bar mitzvah. He looks awful. He looks like a cigarillo and tequila. Like he just looks so sandy and frightening.
Yeah.
I'm always scared by Frank Grillo. And he always talks about drinking so much that he vomits blood. He's a very weird man.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Odd.
they're just talking immediately about what are we going to do about Superman, right? Like what and how are we going to do this? Which is very Suicide Squad, I suppose, but it took them like 8 movies to get to Suicide Squad. Whereas this one just goes like, yeah, we're in, we get it, whatever. Like we don't need to establish
It's the
this.
best thing that this film does, and I think a lot of superhero films moving forward are donning this style of not having to rehash the same old origin story that we've seen a billion times. Again, established IP. We know who Superman is. We don't need to get all of the. He hit the ground and grew up in Kansas or wherever and.
Smallville.
Like Smallville. Like we don't need all that anymore.
I know what you're
Oh, sorry.
I know what you're saying, but I've always wondered what happened to Batman's parents. So don't you think maybe we just, the next time they
Pearl
bring
necklace,
that, just
something,
maybe give us a
something.
scene? Okay, just checking. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Go
want
on.
to see what happens to Robin's parents as well, because it's just fun watching people become orphans. That's always good.
What actually did happen to Robin's parents? I have no idea.
They got shot by Two-Face in the circus. Well,
So
that's
wait,
that.
the same thing that happened to Batman happened to Robin?
Yeah.
That's
but
why
also,
they're together.
Which Robin? What are you talking about?
Okay, no, we're done.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Marcus?
No,
Shutting this nerd
how
shit
did
down.
we feel about the sentimental sort of moment between Superman and his dad?
Hey.
Oh.
That's Pruitt Taylor Vince. And he is one of my favorite character actors of all time. The opening of this movie, after the actual fight between the Hammer of Arabia and when it got to Clark Kent walking into the newsroom, and the swirl of, holy shit, that's Wendell Pierce as the chief. Holy shit, it's Beck Bennett. Holy shit, it's Skylar Gazondo. And then on the phone, holy shit, it's Pruitt Taylor Vince. Like everyone they kept revealing. I love Pruitt Taylor Vince with my whole heart. He's a wonderful, wonderful actor. I know him as Mose Manuel from Deadwood, but he was also on episodes of House. He's from Identity. He was in The Walking Dead for a little while. He's in Constantine, Marcus. You remember he's the father? Yeah, he's such a good actor.
If you want to know what he's in, you can just look up his IMDb. Thanks, Tom.
But he's just one of those actors that I think people would be like, oh, that guy, what's he from? And he's been in so much, but he's one of that guy. He's got nystagmus, I think it's called. So he's very, very identifiable by his eyes, always kind of moving back and forth. It gives him this weird, he's always cast as like sinister characters or serial killers, but it gives him a vulnerability that I think is beautiful. And what do you want to say about that scene, Marcus? Between
Sucked, I think he's shit.
fuck.
No, I thought it was very beautiful. I did roll my eyes a little bit when they started going into it. When he's sitting out front, which is a nice shot, by the way. Like the cinematography is stunning.
We should talk about that in a second.
Yes. He sits down at the bench with him, and I was like, oh, fucking here we go. We're going to have the heartfelt. And as far as heartfelts go, it was pretty good. It definitely didn't, it tried to avoid the cliches while still sort of sticking to them. But he sort of got to the point pretty quickly, and they didn't sit with it for too long. It was just to give him that little, light that fire up in his ass, and that's all we really needed.
Just reinvigorate Superman. I was sobbing. That scene was so beautiful.
I knew exactly what he was going to say, and it was one of those rare times where you're like,
you didn't, though.
Say again.
You knew exactly what he was going to say.
I knew he was going to say, I couldn't be proud. Once that scene started, I was like, he's going to tell him how proud he is of him. And when he said it, I started crying, and I was like, it's just so the movie has earned this so well. And I was
I'm not.
I was so moved by that because I just thought this is one of those really specific things I think Gunn is great at, of leading you up to something and being like, you know what I'm going to do, right? You're like, you motherfucker. And he does it, and it's beautiful. It's really well done.
What's his name in Guardians 2? Frank, help me out here.
Star-Lord.
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker
Londo.
Star-Lord. And they did it with that as well, and I was like, oh, I know what they're doing here. And that was such a swing for me, and still worked for some reason.
I think he does it in 3. I think for the whole, when Frank disagrees, and that's fine, but for spoilers for 3, the whole movie, you're like, I know there's going to be a scene at the end of this with Rocket that is going to like just punch me in the fucking guts, and I'm just going to have to see if it works. And it got to that scene, and for me, it worked. I was beautifully moved.
The Rocket storyline in Guardians 3 worked for me as well.
Yeah.
Like I think it's the Star-Lord stuff for me that I can't handle.
I don't think much about him in that movie. I agree, it's not my favorite stuff.
I love.
Yeah, sorry, you go.
So David Corenswet in that scene with his dad in Smallville. I love, like, as a young father, just seeing a dad, and it's not even his like biological kid, but the love and the care, and it's like, we raised you to be like this, and this is what's important, and this is who you are, and it's so simple. It's and that's the thing of Superman, right? His whole thing is be a good person, kindness.
It's going back to what we talked about at the start about him. It's such a simplistic view on how to be,
and it just resonates,
being, right?
Yeah,
his point
at the
is
core of it. Sorry, Tom, but at the core,
you go.
It is just like where you can do good, like whatever's within your control, within your power.
With great power comes,
something responses. I don't know what the saying is.
That was such a bad dip for us.
No, it was a great. No, it was good. I think the point of that scene, though, is like you say, Frank. Like he does talk sort of about how Clark was raised, but kind of part of his point is like, you're not the result of us. Just like you're not the result of your biological parents. We give you some tools. We let you make your own mistakes. You are who you are because of your innate spirit and who you have decided to be. And that is such a more important thing to be proud of, that you're proud of your child because of what they've done without you, what they've done separate from you.
Beyond
you guided them, but you watched them sort of make their own choices and arrive at their own ethics, and it's really touching in that way.
Because that's what that the message from Clark's parents is like, he's only heard half of it, and the message he takes from it, and he's lived his whole essentially whole life from it, speaks volumes about him.
That message sucks. I think it's one of the least interesting parts. As in as a plot point, that it's like, my son, we have found this planet where you can do the most good. Enslave them all! It's like, no, that's not how a message would. There's no world in which those two things exist side by side. Like, the beginning of the message would not be that if the follow-up is make yourself king of these people and kill the non-believers. Like, I think it's way too convenient how it's written. And I just found that.
Was it not forged by Lex? Like, I know
it's that's the thing. And Lex is like, I didn't have to make it up. It's legit. Like, we actually found that, and they actually say in the second half.
I'm pretty sure he found the footage and he goes, "Dear Diary, Jackpot."
Jackpot. Jesus Christ.
It did bug me that he got into the base so easily. Like, they really flew into that, and they're just like, he walks up at the door.
But that's
with the base. No, I know, and it's like, obviously it's a reveal later that he has the clone the whole time, and that's how they got in. And he's so smug about it. It's kind of great, and kind of like it befuddled me there for a bit, and I think it did everything that it was supposed to do in terms of like as a device for the audience. I think I fell hook, line, and sinker for a lot of it. I didn't know it was a clone. I didn't know a lot of things, and I was actually mildly surprised with a lot of the hooks and turns that it presented.
Clark Kent and Superman are the same person.
Huh?
Just to be clear. Yeah, okay.
But the glass?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I know.
I didn't recognize it. How did you guys feel about the little kid putting up the flag, which is in the trailer, and then he hugs the flag, and you're waiting for Superman to get there, but he can't, and then the Justice Gang arrive, and then they save the day, and you're like...
Really, really underwhelming for me.
Okay,
this is kind of the point in the movie where basically the entire final section with the cross-cutting of the stories and the battle, I was like, oh, I'm kind of bummed out by all this. This is like reaching a point of like, especially when so much of the movie, which I think is a really expert decision by Gunn, is to show Superman saving squirrels, show him saving every individual person. And you remember when they've got that huge like kaiju monster, and he stops it and he pushes just against the window and it cracks a little.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just don't want anything to get destroyed or broken. And I'm like, that's more interesting to me. The tension of trying to be like, I don't want anything to happen to Metropolis. And then at the end of the movie, it's like, Metropolis just split in half. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's just this. All right, fine. Like so many other superhero movies. Oh, he's fighting himself. That's so metaphorical and rich. Like, I don't like that shit.
It's the laser beam going into the sky sort of deal. You know, that that trope that Deadpool and Wolverine
Yeah, I mean,
wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure Deadpool Wolverine invented that trope. Yeah,
Erroneous.
The nanites thing was kind of interesting. Frank, can you explain to me? How he overcame that? Like, what did he do to get rid of the nanites?
He did Iron Man 1.
He flew up really high and then he flew down really quick. Yeah, I think it's stupid. I think it was really. I was like, wait, what? And so I found myself outside of the movie because I was just thinking like. So he flew up really high and then he flew down really quick and then the nanites all like what? What happened there?
Yeah,
it's like Gunn just kind of goes like yada yada. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He got rid of the nanites.
They're connected to the engineer and then she gets knocked out, right? So then the nanites stop.
But they're not all connected to her. There's a point at which she throws them on him and they're separate from her. And so it's like,
I don't know. Well, obviously they were
from her. This is it. It's like I don't know, yada yada, and that's fine. But I just was like, oh. The movie, so Superman,
James.
but the movie was better than that up to that point. I really heard people talk about how powerful that scene is with the little boy, and when they're all cheering for Superman, I felt very moved. When the little boy's holding the flag, and the second was Nathan Fillion, I was like, oh, womp womp. Like, really?
But isn't there something in the means of in Superman's image, they are going out and being better heroes?
Yeah, but in the service of like a, sorry, kid, I guess you got me instead. I'm like, oh, well, that was a touching moment that ended on a like fucking whoopee
Superman's
cushion.
too busy for you guys. He sent the B team.
No. Yeah. Do you wish Nathan Fillion came in and like was like, I got you, kid, and did actually something nice?
I guess I just kind of say to Gunn, if Gunn is pitching this, I'm like, dude, switch. The Justice Gang are in Metropolis, Superman's in Baravia. Like, I don't know why you're doing it this way. If you're going to start
with Baravia, you need to finish with Baravia.
I think he's in Baravia, and then the second Mr. Terrific was like, no, you need to come here, there's not going to be a Baravia. I was like, oh, how's he going to do this? And he didn't, was the answer.
Well, Superman, he can literally fly around the planet in a couple of seconds, supposedly. But
yeah, I just found it.
Is he like year one Superman? He is, isn't he?
It's early Superman. Well, it's like 3 years, and then he came back.
Yeah.
Him fighting himself, I was like you, Frank, pretty much halfway through the movie once they'd refused to show the face of, the henchman. I was like, well, it's got to be a clone of him, right? Because there's no one else in the movie that the reveal would make sense for at this point. So it's just going to be him. I found that really underwhelming.
I still didn't get there.
It was a bit of a shame.
I mean, because of the vocal commands that Lex was giving for the combat. To me, it was some sort of cyborg something, and I thought there was going to be some sort of like cyborg reveal. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't sure who or what, but
exactly.
I guess my brain didn't go clone for some reason. I don't know.
I guess I wouldn't have been if it had been something else. I'd have been like, oh, okay. But it's just the second you could see his face, I was like, yeah, well.
And once it was, I was increasingly less interested. I was far more intrigued by not knowing.
See, I didn't mind the clone, and I don't mind him fighting himself. What I did find interesting is you go like you trust the superhero or our lead protagonist is smart enough to do stuff, and when Lex is, I mean, sometimes not showing it, but he's much smarter, and he calls Superman stupid, and he finds his simple nature annoying. There's moments in the film where you're like, what's he going to do? Because is he smart enough to figure stuff out? I always find that relatively interesting because like, what's the character going to think of? Because I didn't trust his intelligence, strangely. Like, he's got powers.
I mean, is Superman known for that? Isn't that more what, like, Justice League sort of brings Batman in? He's like the...
Yeah, Batman's the strategist.
He's the smarts.
But Superman's not an idiot. But I mean, like, again, as another moment that I was like, oh, I found that underwhelming.
Underwear on the outside. I'm just...
makes it...
It's a poor costume choice.
Makes him approachable.
When he's getting beaten up by the clone, and Lex Luthor's like, what are you smiling about? And he goes, brain beats brawn. And then he whistles for the dog. And I'm like, oh, that's your grand solution. Okay. Like, again, it's just every new thing where I expected Gunn, if he was sitting next to you, he'd be turning to you, expecting you to go, yeah! I was just like, oh, I was so much more into this movie than I am now. And this last 20 minutes I found a bit underwhelming. I liked the very end of it. I love the shot of Lois and Superman floating when they start kissing. I just felt that's like just classic cinema magic. I was like, this is great. Good shot. Really well done.
A strong scene for Gunn, I think, was when Superman and Lois are having this very personal conversation in the lounge room, and in the background you've got the fight happening in the city.
That is funny. That's well done.
That to me was very well done because it didn't detract from the conversation still happening, but you're still very aware of it. And so whilst you're listening and you're very interested in their very deep conversation with each other, you're still kind of laughing at the same time. It's a good color scheme. That's nice.
The color scheme of the movie is great, and that's very emblematic of it. The fact you've got those weird cosmic purples and greens. The interiors of the offices are really great, kind of feel like they're out of time, and yet people do have iPhones. So you're like, okay, this is happening in the modern world. We're running pretty into it, guys. So do we want to do a Butler's Pantry?
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Just do nothing. Just don't make a sound.
Are we good?
Yeah.
And what even is the pantry anymore? Seriously, I'm so confused by its existence.
So even something that like has been happening like obviously for decades, but like has been in the news for almost 2 years now. obviously Gunn had this script and obviously he was working on it and he might have altered it. But this movie comes out and he's like, I don't know if it's that political. It's just me kind of like, just showing the good guys and the bad guys. And it's about America supporting another country, like killing and genociding another group of people and invading. And it's like, I think you might be saying something with this, man. And yet I think it sits pretty cozily side by side with the earnest goofiness of the movie. And this is my point. I think Gunn is so much better at taking earnestness and not making it stern or austere. Because Snyder was like, Superman is so straightforward and down the middle that he's dark and haunted. And it doesn't need to fucking be that way. It can be that you have weird, goofy, kind of like even like, dare I say, like flippant stuff happening. And you're like, the pocket universe is kind of Guantanamo, huh? Like that's sort of what's happening there. And it's like Lex Luthor is clearly Elon Musk with his army of monkeys as his social media platform, and Jeff Bezos, right? The movie is definitely engaging with imperialism. It's engaging with this idea of like warfare for the benefit of a few industrialists and the manner in which this shit is like destroying the world. And at the same time, it's like, you're smiling for most of it. Like, it's a pretty good time. And those two things coexisting, I think, is a good lesson. And I think he did it really well with Guardians, and I think he does it really well here. And I think the old DCU is going to be such a weird blip for, like, in 15, 20 years for people to go back to and be like, what was everyone's deal while this was happening? Like, why is it all so grey and everyone's so sad? What happened here?
So
well, like, there's this guy called Zack Snyder, and I don't know what to say about him. He was terminally bummed out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of think the Snyder Cut Justice League is sort of interesting. It's also like untenable and a completely unviable commercial property because it goes for 8 hours and it's in 4:3 ratio.
But like, the ratio. Oh my god,
the ratio is insane. Sorry, that's basically my whole thing. Is just
back on your point though. I think
he's done an incredible job of bringing in a very, very political message in a very. The time we're living in is maybe one of the worst in history. It's truly awful to watch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know any better. He's done a great job of laying a message that doesn't feel preachy, and you're still like, it's still a Hollywood movie that's making a bunch of money. So a lot of people are seeing it. A lot of people are getting that message, and I think that's really important.
What were you going to say, Marcus?
I found myself going, oh yeah, there's a very clear message here, and it didn't bother me too much. I thought about it, I was aware of it, and then I kind of just brushed it aside and just went on with enjoying the film. So I think you're right in saying that he's just tiptoed the line just right. Yeah,
I think he's got things in mind, and yet he's just like, my first goal is to make it. Why wouldn't I want to make an entertaining superhero movie?
Yeah,
like that is the primary goal, and that's what I'm going to do on that level, right?
I think James Gunn he's a lover of comics. Like, obviously, he's very passionate about the material. You can tell that he gives a shit about these characters and about these people and about who's playing them and why we're telling these stories. I don't know. I take my hat off to him. I salute him, and I'm very excited to see what the DCU becomes now because I have a lot of faith in it, which I didn't from the trailers and from prior. Obviously, I love a comic book movie, but I had mid-range hopes for this, and I'm really optimistic now. Are they going
to like? Can you imagine if James Gunn got a hold of Batman and he decided to take the cartoonishness and come back with what Burton was doing a little bit, but far more James Gunnish? Would it work?
He has Batman. Like, he already has a plan in place. Like, they've got a slate of films ready. They've got phases. That's all like planned out. He's the head of DC, so like,
he's him and Peter Safran, right? Like, they're the head of the DC. I guess like he's his production partner.
I am curious, and for sure.
It's been a success. I mean, we're what? Almost a month into Superman's run. It's made $560 million. It's definitely broken even. It's probably not done quite as well as they would have wanted it to do, but it's done all right. We're in the era, as we've always said, of like, if a superhero movie doesn't even get close to $1 billion, people are pretty quick to go, that didn't do what we were hoping.
600 mil is good, and also off the back of where the DCEU was, which is the different one.
Especially given it doesn't necessarily look like Fantastic Four is going to cross that, and like Thunderbolts didn't even get close to that. So I think Marvel is sweating a little, looking at what Zaslav managing to post.
Not as bankable as they once were.
Yeah. No.
Anyway.
Can I say one random thing that I thought about today, just because we talked about Robert Downey Jr. for a second?
I'd love that.
What the fuck is his performance as Doctor Doom going to be? Like, is he just going to go completely in the other direction and be like, no jokes, absolutely zero humor, complete stern, and like, you know, basically drawing out of the Oppenheimer sort of performance?
100% what I'm thinking. 100%.
Because I don't know if that's going to work. And I don't know if he has an alternative. I just don't know if that's going to work, right? Can Downey do that?
It's a very weird choice, and why are we talking about this now? But it's going to be weird. It's going to feel weird. And it might be a magic weird that you go, wow, I didn't expect it and I love it. Or it might rub everyone the wrong way and just feel absolutely unnatural and not right.
Yeah.
So, Superman, is anyone going to throw anything in?
I'll go up. I'll go like 7.9. I think talking about it with you guys did make me like it a little more than I did. Because I was just like, I have so much good to say about this. Corin Sweat's amazing. Do we have MVPs? Or
no, please, can we do that?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Corin Sweat. Oh, Nicholas Hoult.
Oh, wait. I jumped too quick. I followed you blindly.
Scarlett Gazondo. We didn't even talk about his kind of girlfriend, Eve. How do we feel about she brought down Lex Luthor with selfies? I love that.
I think it's funny because at the start of the movie, I was like, oh, you're just doing a selfie girl as a joke. That feels a little like old hat. And then by the end, it's like, there was a reason for it. That's pretty clever. Yeah. I like
Isabella
that.
Merced as well. Is it Merced?
Isabel Merced is Hawkeye. Hawk Girl, rather. She's in Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
She was cool in anything. Never seen her before.
Pruitt Taylor
love the character.
Oh, sorry.
But I think she did a very good job with it.
I think she looked hilarious. Yeah. Every close-up of her just going like...
Yeah, especially when she's flying through the presidential suite.
That shit was hilarious. And people pointing at that being like, what is James Gunn doing? I'm like, he's cooking. He's cooking us a 3-course meal. That's amazing.
Yeah. She didn't get much to do, but that was
I'm probably gonna say Nicholas Hoult is my MVP.
Yeah.
Everyone's very good. I think Corin Sweat's easy.
This cast is
you know
really
what?
Enjoyable to see.
I'm going to give it to James Gunn.
Yeah.
He did a good job. Yeah. Mine is Pruitt Taylor Vince as his dad, but Corin Sweat would be a close second. Sure. But I really was taken by that scene, and I think it even kind of G'd me up for that ending, which is a little corny. Yeah. But when he's like, "Do you want to play the message from your parents?" and it's his adoptive parents, I wasn't as moved by it as that, but I was like, "That's a really solid button. That's a great." It gave me like goosebumps. So I think that's a great choice.
It's so hard to find an MVP. I think that's more of a James Gunn sort of pat on the back. I think he's done very well in terms of like obviously and casting directors too, but.
Incredible.
Everyone's done a great job in terms of pulling this together. I think everyone was very strong for the most part. I think that they've kind of nailed the aesthetic.
Actually, my MVP, just to wrap it up, is Bradley Cooper. Like, wow.
Of Hollywood?
Just of Hollywood. Of everything? Every person.
Well, he's in everything now, so...
No, it's David Corin Sweat, hands down.
Any throwing in besides I'm 7.9?
No, stick to 8.2, I think I said.
Okay.
I'm going up to a 9.
Hey!
I can't wait to see this movie again. I'm very excited.
I might watch it again.
Let's roll those credits.
All right.
Yeah, nice.
So, what are you guys doing later? Are you guys busy?
No. Friday night, baby.
Hell
Just put a timestamp on it. It's not Friday night.
You mean Tuesday? It's released on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anyway, we're talking about Zach Merritt again. Tom, what do you reckon? He's a great footballer.
I don't know.
Thank you for listening to Throw on the Power. My name is Frank.
My name is Marcus.
My name's Tom.
And that was Superman 2025. Thank you for listening. We love you very much.
Did you guys see it in IMAX? How did you see it?
I live in Tasmania. We don't have IMAX.
All right. I was incontinent for a weekend, so I couldn't go. I had to give my ticket away because I was pooping everywhere. You wouldn't have heard of it. It's one of the ones only rich people get to go to.
So this is why I should probably do the credits, because you just talked all over the ending.
Is that it? Are we done?
We're way done.
Oh. Hey, throw us a like and subscribe.
I had poopy pants.
Bye.
Bye.